Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, family, whenever you're watching this. I am Robert Stroger, pastor of NLCCC. And thank y'all for joining us this evening for our Wednesday night discussion with authentic. What did I say? I almost had it. Okay.
You're
It's
almost real life talk with authentic discussions.
real life talk, authentic discussion. All right, cool. All right, we're gonna jump right in. We short one person tonight. Oh, Robin Pooh. She is, yeah, she had to rest a little bit. Um, so we gonna keep praying for her, line her back up. But she is good. She's in the background, so we are good to go. She's handling all the production back there, so we hope everything works out. That's an inside joke, but it's good to go. But we're gonna get started tonight. Our discussion switched up. We had something to talk about, but I pivoted a little bit. Um, God had laid something on me, right? And this book in the Bible, or the story in the Bible, came up, and the word tonight, the what he had gave me was conforming. We all know what that means, right? Blending in, trying to fit into something. You know what I'm saying? And basically trying to fit into something that's not you, but you get comfortable in it, and you end up staying in it, and you know you shouldn't be in it, right? But you stay into something, especially God's children, right? We conform to things of this world, trying to blend in, and we sit in it, and sometimes we sit in it too long, right? And we get comfortable in it, and we don't know when to move. Uh, so let's read this story. We all know this story, but let's read it a little bit. We're gonna do a little Bible study tonight. We coming out of Genesis. I'm just gonna jump into Genesis 19. If you want to read further back, before that to understand more. I'm quite sure we read this, but if you want to, you can read all through Genesis, because it's the beginning, and it's a good book to read. Um, but we talk about Lot. We're gonna talk about Lot. And Lot was Abraham's nephew, right? So we're gonna talk about his nephew, who was he got a little comfortable. You know what I'm saying? His uncle had already previously his uncle had looked out for him when he got robbed, and he's still, he's sitting in the spot where he shouldn't have been sitting in. You know what I mean? He went to the wicked city, right? And what's so interesting in that is that city was so foul. It was so they were so nasty. It was just sin. Everything was against God, right? God's word, his law, everything in that city they were against them. And they made, what's so interesting is, and when you read it, it like matches up with today. They have made sin comfortable and popular, and they sat in that mess and their nastiness, and they made it's all right. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go against God and everything he says. We're not changing, and we're immoral, we're foul, we're perverted. It don't matter. It's the norm. This is what we're going to do, right? So Lot was in it with his family, and we're gonna read just a little bit and talk. Let's see, can I pull it up? Let's see. Am I pulling it up? All right, cool. I got it up. Let's see. Can we see that? All right, cool. Let's read a little bit. Let's go to 19. So we know if you read back, you know the story. Like I said, Lot was Abraham's nephew, and they were together. And then they separated, and Lot went on his way. I'm not gonna get into that too much, but let's start with 19. So in Sodom, God is so interesting, right? The city is wilding, right? Abraham steps in. What's so funny is his uncle steps in and says, "Look, God," he intercedes for him. He said, "Look, God, are you going to destroy that city, even if there's," how he started off? What did he say, 50 or whatever righteous people? You're going to kill them, a part of the wicked people? If there's 50 that's righteous, will you save them? God said yes. Abraham kept going down. If it's 50, 20, and he went all the way down to 10. So when you read that, it's so interesting in that this city was so foul that you couldn't even get 10 people that was righteous in that city. You know what I'm saying? So he had to take it all
Right.
the way down to say, look, okay, God, just 10. And he wasn't getting smart with God. He was interceding. He was talking to God like, look, we're going to get 10 people. Don't destroy all them because my nephew's in there. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill everybody just yet. So he's trying to intercede. And God said, yeah, if it's 10 of them, yeah, I don't want to destroy the whole city. But obviously that city was so corrupt. It was so foul. Let's read a little bit. So the two angels came to Sodom in the evening, and Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. And it's a little bit more about Lot. Lot was, I guess you call an official in Sodom because he was at the gate. I mean, ancient time when they sitting at the gate, when they at the gate, meaning they're at the front. So he's a part of an office, right, for that city. You know what I'm saying? So he was sitting at the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them and bowed himself with his face to the earth. And he said, "My lords, please turn aside to your servant's house and spend the night and wash your feet. Then you may rise up in the early and go on your way." They said, "No, we will spend the night in the town square." But he pressed them strongly. So they turned aside to him and entered his house, and he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. Also in this, if we read, it's so funny. Now the angels, God sent angels to go there to get stuff straight. He saw Lot, met him, and said, "Oh, well, y'all can come to my house." He said, "No, we're gonna stay here, in town here." He said, "No, come to my house, and then y'all can leave in the morning." Lot never got it. He's so engrossed and has conformed himself to this town that even when the angels came, he didn't even see the sign or want to hear it and say, "Okay, I'm gonna leave with y'all when y'all go."
Right.
He didn't want to even uproot his family because they had got so comfortable in that foul area.
Yeah.
And just reading that, if you think it's because it's so good to me, how many of us that say we followers of Christ and we believe we are conformed to something and we sit in it knowing that is wrong, but we conform to it, we get comfortable in it, and we don't want to leave it. We know it's wrong. We stay in this situation because we know it's wrong. God has said to it. He done showed us. He done bust up aside our head. I can't get it out a bunch of times, but we still sit in it. Hey, y'all, the angels came to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
He told them, "Y'all can rest and y'all can leave in the morning." I mean, think about that. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Y'all can leave in the morning because y'all ain't here. I'm not going away. I'm comfortable here. It's a mess here." And he told the angels, "No, come in my house because I can't have y'all staying out here." Let's read further. I'm sorry. Let's read further. He said, but he pressed them strongly, so they turned aside to him and entered into his house. He made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both young and old, so this is all of the men, all the people to the last man surrounded the house. And they called Lot, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may know them." And we all know in Hebrew, that means to sleep with them, lay with them, have sex with them.
Mm-hmm.
See how sick that is? So all the men, it said both young and old, all the people to the last man surrounded the house.
Yes. Yes.
Said, "Bring them out because we won't sleep with them." Now Lot was this is so funny because I laugh because it's so today. It's so today. Even though Lot was in office in that town, he held a high position. And he was a follower of God, right? They didn't even have respect for him. They told him, "Bring them outside." They guess that you'll bring them outside. They angels, y'all. The men want to have sex with them. So that shows how far they are. And it's a demonic, obviously that's a demonic term, right?
Yes.
Lot went out to the men at the entrance and shut the door after him. I beg you, my brothers, do not act so wickedly. He got so desperate because he was scared. He said, I have two daughters who have not known any man. They were going to go in there and rape the angels. He was so conformed and into that. It's I get stuck because it's so today that he was willing to sacrifice his daughters just to show that he's, you know what I'm saying? It's not crazy. But they said, stand back. They told him stand back, and they said, this fellow came to sojourn and he has become the judge. Now we will deal worse with you than with him. They telling Lot, I don't care what you're saying. Don't try to tell us anything right. You in this wicked city with us. So you basically part of us. It's so much in this. I don't want to go no further, y'all. I don't want to read no further. But in this, listen, we're going to read. And they struck, but the men reached out their hand and brought Lot into the house, the angels, with them. And they shut the door, and they struck with blindness the men who were at the entrance of the house, both small and great. So they wore themselves out, groping the door. So they're still in their wickedness. They're blind. They still trying to get inside. Then the men said to Lot, have you anyone else here? The angel said to Lot, have you got anyone else here? Son-in-law, sons, daughters, or anyone you have in the city, bring them out of the place. For we are about to destroy this place because the outcry against its people has become great before the Lord, and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. So Lot went out and said to his son-in-laws who were to marry his daughters, up, get out of this place, for the Lord is about to destroy the city. But he seemed to his son-in-laws to be jesting. As morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, saying, up, take your wife and your two daughters who are here, lest you be swept away in the punishment of the city. But he lingered. So the men seized him and his wife and his two daughters by the hand, the Lord being merciful to him, and they brought him out and set him outside the city. In that, I hope y'all seeing this, because this is so powerful. So in that, the angels were there, right? Lot did not want to leave. He was so conformed to that, he did not want to leave. He had got so conditioned and comfortable in that he couldn't leave. He didn't want to leave them and let that stuff go, right? God, the angels were saying the people are crying out. It's so much sin in that world, in that town. It's diabolical, is the word he uses, diabolical. There's so much mess is going on. God knows it. God is hearing the cries. God said, I gotta destroy this because they're crying out. There's so much sin in this land. I'm sending warning signs, but nobody's listening. I sent all this, but nobody is hearing. That's today. It's warning signs, but nobody is listening. We are so conformed, we'll sit in it and mimic what is happening. God, I'm talking about God's children. We're sitting in it. We hard-headed. We'll be hard-headed. Lot was very hard-headed, right? He still didn't want to go. The angels had to grab him and take him out of the city. Isn't that something? Yes. He didn't leave. He still didn't leave on his own. Even after the nasty men said, we're going to deal with you worse after this. He still didn't want to leave. He still didn't want to. He was so into it, he still didn't want to save his family. Isn't that something? You can be so into it. You can say you love God, but you can be so conformed to the world and to the mess and to the nastiness that you lose all focus.
Yes.
and you want to stay in this because this is comfortable. And I have got comfortable here and I don't want to move. You know how we always say, and we got the t-shirts now, that you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. But God's mercy, God snatched him up by his hand. So when God snatched you by your hand, it's not going to be a pretty move. What happened when God snatched him by his hand, because his hard-headedness, it ripped his family apart. Wife dead. The boy stayed there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just his daughters. You see what happens? I want to say, I'm just going to get it out and make it real short. Because we could go half the night talking about this because it's so good. Because it's relevant today. It's so relevant. How long are we going to keep sitting and not moving when God say move, and stop watching to see what the world is doing? Trying to match what the world is matching. Trying to get the likes online, trying to follow the algorithm to make sure it's good so we can get likes, so we can do, because that's what the world does. When are we going to move and do as God say do? And stop sitting in this one spot because it's comfortable. And if I move, that means I got to leave this group. You know what I mean? That got to mean I got to leave these so-called friends and neighbors that I've been sitting with for so long. Even though they foul, they've been doing some nasty stuff, but you overlook it. And then your word doesn't hold weight because they don't even respect you. They ain't respect lie. They said when you come out, we're going to do worse than you, Joe. Right. They wanted to rape them men. So what they said, we're going to do worse than you. And a lot, even in he wasn't sinning. He was just so caught in it and so scared, and he turned frail. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He turned frail because he was willing to give up his daughters in that mess and that nonsense. And I say, my God. Well, I drive during the day, all day, you know what I'm saying, driving around to different places, and God was showing me and listening to things and listening to the scriptures and stuff like that. And God showing, I said, God, that's today. Your children are so conforming and want to be the world that you actually, they're like blanketed in the world. They try to speak righteousness out their mouth. It holds no weight. But they want to be blanketed by the world because I want to be liked. And I'm going to stay in this. And God is saying through different avenues and different channels, it's time to move out. It's time to move. Because if you keep sitting in this mess, he's the God of justice, right? He don't like unjust stuff, right? And when we use that, when the term is used, we're thinking about justice of this world, government of this world. No, we're talking about sin. God don't like sin. He don't want his children, and sin is injustice, isn't it? Because it goes against the law, his law. That's the injustice part. We thinking it's the law, the government. No, It's the injustice, the sin. You're breaking the law. And my children are caught up in it. They're getting pushed and conformed to it. They're not hearing the word. They're not hearing me. They're stuck in that. And the law is continuously being broken on a daily, hourly basis, is it not?
Yes.
We look at the world's law, the government that we're in. No, the law is being broken because of sin. We let things, and us children of God, I'm guilty of, had let things slide. Like, oh, that's just that. Oh, that's not bad. No, that's sin. That's mess. That's foul. That's disgusting. And we're laughing at it. And we're applauding it. And we intermingling in it. The king is going to shut stuff down, and it's going to separate. Because when he grabbed your hand to get you out of it, now they were free. They didn't die. But they had to go off by themselves, didn't they? If you read the rest of Genesis. Him and his daughter, they had to go off by themselves, right? Wife turned back because she was so caught up in it. She ain't want to leave. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's so powerful to me, and I hope someone sees it. That we must, God's children must not continuously try to conform to the world and get caught up in the nonsense and lay in it and be comfortable amongst. I'm not saying being arrogant. I'm not saying being snobbish. I'm saying sitting in it and you just laying in it. Even though you may not be sinning, right? You're not engaging in it, but you're in it. So if that's destroyed and you're sitting in it, what's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what's so, and God loves us so much, his mercy. His, you know what I'm saying? His grace. He loves us. He grab us by the hand and take us up out of there. But like I said, it rips everything apart. Who wants to be separated for something when I told you to leave? I told you to get out. I didn't tell you to stay there. I told you stop talking to them people. Now I got to shut it down abruptly. It looks like it's harsh. And it looks real, you know what I'm saying? It looks like God is being mean. Like, God, why'd you do this? No, he does that because he loves you and he has purpose. And I want you to do this, but you're not listening. It's like grabbing the baby by the hand with your children when they're doing something, they're in the middle of something. And I told you to leave that group alone and you snatch them up and now they're crying and you know what I'm saying? And upset, but you're saving them. Because you see what's getting ready to happen with that group over there. They're getting ready to get in trouble. Somebody getting ready to fight. You getting ready to get caught up in the middle of that nonsense. But I'm going to snatch you up out of there. Now, you're going to have to cry for a minute. Yeah. Because you were hard-headed. You didn't listen. Now you got to go sit in that corner. Now you got to deal with that mess. You got to deal with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Friends have been snatched from you. Other people, they were snatched. Right? You were snatched from them. There's no more communication because they're gone. They in that. And you're like, why they don't call me no more? I can't. Because God did that. And he did that for you.
Yes.
Now I want you to go sit. Now I want you to hear what I'm saying. You understand? That's something. I ain't got no more, y'all. I'm going to leave it right there. We can talk further. But I just thought that was so powerful to me. Reading that because I never read it in that manner, right? Just looking at Lot like that it was the sin, yes, not just the perverted sexual. They was breaking the law constantly, and they made it the norm, and they made it comfortable. Is that not today?
Yes.
Sin is comfortable today. You can wild out, you can say what you want, you can do what you want, and it's all right. Because what I heard saying, God know me, this and that. No, it's foul. And we know what we're doing is wrong, but we continue because you got so comfortable in it. It become habitual. That's just what I do. And I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna wait to the end. Maybe God will save me or stop me. Maybe to the end, I'm gonna give my heart over to God when this is over. It's gonna be too late. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
How long are we going to continue to sit in our mess? And I'm talking to children of God. How long are we going to keep sitting there, repeating the same thing, doing the same thing as the world keeps saying, instead of speaking his truth and moving as he say move? That's it. That's so powerful because it's us today. We are so hard-headed. We don't listen to nothing God tells us to do. God got to keep snatching us, sitting us over in the corner by ourselves.
Yes.
You somewhere crying. How long are we gonna keep crying and asking God forgive me? Don't we get tired? Ain't you tired of crying? Ain't your tear ducts dried up by now? Like, ain't you tired of crying because of disobedience? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be snatched up, right? I don't want to be snatched apart. I'm gonna do it. If he say move, let's move. You know what I mean? Now, if the family or the group that don't want to come with you, they got to stay.
Yes.
You got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? You can't pick up the phone and call and say, y'all coming? No. God told me to move. I got to do what God say do. You know what I'm saying? That is today, and we need to be obedient to God and stop trying to conform or trying to blend in to what the world is doing to be cool, to be hip, trying to make serving God hip. It's life. You know what I'm saying? It's like we trying to make God. You come over here, you can be cool, you can be flashy, you can be this, you can be that. Serve God. God give you all that, and you can be good. Like God don't care about all that. God don't care about all that nonsense. He does not care about how many likes we get online. He don't care about the hearts, the emojis. He don't care about none of that. Where you at with him? You know what I'm saying? He cares about you,
Yes.
right? And I wish we get that. And I'm just getting this. I'm just getting this now at 52 years old. I'm getting I'm getting a brain. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting some type of wisdom because I'm seeing it now that we got to stop playing with the Most High. Like it's not a game. It's not a game to keep joking with God and making it a mockery. And His children should be standing up in the forefront, speaking the truth, and not saying things just to make you comfortable or to pull people in, or say it this way to make that. Don't say it like that because that's gonna make people. No, say it as He say. You say it. You know what I'm saying? And it's straightforward. It may be a little harsh, but so be it. It's the truth. The truth is harsh, right? It's reality. It's real, and we must live in it. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. Man. Did that make sense?
All the sense in the world. And I say that because when I went back and read Genesis 19 as well, um, what you said is what I thought. Like, oh my God, this is right now. This is 2025 in the world, what we're dealing with. I just didn't see Lot like that until you just explained it. Only because majority of the time when I read that scripture, or when the scripture I've heard it been quote unquote preached or taught, they always focused on Lot's wife more than they did Lot and her turn around and being turned into a pillar of salt. But
Mm-hmm.
my God, that is exactly 2025 today. But thank God for Abraham praying for Lot, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
speaking for him, because I didn't realize Lot was wilding like that. Like I didn't realize he really was that comfortable with the sin that was going on in that city. And you're right, they was them jokers was wilding.
Yes.
I mean, look at all the stuff that you just said about they was willing to break the door down
Mm-hmm.
to get into with the men. You understand what I'm saying? Then Lot gonna sit and sacrifice his two children, who already had, if I'm not mistaken, son-in-laws. They had
Mm-hmm.
fiancés, right? So you gonna take them from the fiance and give them to the men that you know what I mean? Like, where is Lot's mind at? What he thinking? I get that you conforming, but come on, these are daughters. You're willing to sacrifice them? Come on now. And I'm just saying, it just shows the depth of how when we do conform, like we don't realize how far gone we are. You know what I mean? How far we are in that thing. And so I thank God for Abraham praying for Lot and God hearing Lot's prayer, because Lord knows. So we can say that today, like thank God for Jesus, because we need to. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
that could be
Mm-hmm.
us, because we sometimes we be doing stuff and saying stuff, and you know what I mean. And we be
Mm-hmm.
conforming, don't realize it, or we do right realize it and don't care. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
I was over here shaking my head because when you was talking about how God snatched people from you or friends from you, like I had that to happen, and I even asked God, I was like yo, what's up? Like this person been a friend, or I thought was a friend for a long time, and he later explained I was protecting you. Wasn't even
Mm-hmm.
about the fact that I'm no longer friends with that person. I just didn't see it like that at the time. And then especially with dealing with family, like I know what is it saying? The black sheep of the family. I'm probably that, because half of the time when they go left, I'm somewhere up there. Like I don't be. They probably look at me like, girl, you just you off, you crazy, you don't never do. No, because I know the truth now. And I'm not
Mm.
gonna keep following that foolishness no more. I don't care what you say, I don't care what you think. Okay, I'm not invited. Okay, cool. But that's no. I'd rather please God. That's what you said. Being obedient to Him, doing what God say do, than to worry about what y'all gonna think and how you gonna feel about me. So that is a good analogy we use a lot with that because that is definitely today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I had to go back before we got on because of the audible you threw. I was prepared for the other topic, right? So I had to refresh my mind. So I had the Bible app read the scripture to me because I wanted to make sure I was getting it all, you know. And I was like, yo, these folks out here wilding out, right?
Yes.
From one all the way to what 38 to that last verse, right? I'm like the daughters ain't innocent either now, right? The end of that that chapter,
Yeah, it
right?
goes
Yeah.
right.
They got they
Yes. So,
went left, and I was telling
yes.
her, I said, but you need, I said, you need. I read it out loud to her, right? So you hear what I'm hearing? Like you, am I tripping? Right? So they all the stuff here, right, to solidify the lineage or whatever, right? And we look at today how we want to solidify lineage, right? You got to keep everything in this way, and that way to make sure something is this way it's supposed to be. No, that's how you create generation curses with you, right? All that stupid stuff, man, because you out there trying to make sure you fit in this box here, because this is what the rules say. This stop. I'm not gonna say don't follow the rules, right? Because you need to follow some rules, right? But those ones that don't make sense, leave them over there, right? Because it's like that, when you pull that string out of your clothes, keep coming out. That when I read it, that's what I was feeling like that string just kept coming, and they just kept wilding. That people they would hold it, or they would feel it on the door, right?
They
Trying
blind.
to
They
keep.
were blind. They still trying to feel to get in.
Yeah. I was like, at that point, you need to sit down, recuperate, wash your eyes out or something, maybe turn back around. They were trying to get through that door, right? Because, like you said, they got so used to this roughage that was happening in the city, it just been trickling over everybody out there, right? And like I said, related to today, like the likes of on social media, this societal norm now is you have to be popular on social media to be somebody, right? You have to have the likes, the hearts, the comments. You have to be an influencer. You have to be out. I know some people have been talking about before, right? Influencer, but all this stuff it comes all. It's a melting pot of things, right? Because we're conforming to this rule here that Jesus didn't set in place. He said, "I made you one of a kind." So why am I trying to be like the person next to me, right? I too, I had my therapy session was Saturday. We were talking about some stuff, and we unpacked some stuff, and I was like, I was telling her, my therapist, that I had to cut off a friend of 15 plus years because of it didn't make sense in my life, right? I was trying to fit in their lifestyle, and I was like, this ain't doing me no good. It didn't benefit me not one bit, right? I couldn't conform to that anymore, right? And I'm like, we unpacked that about a good 45 minutes in that session because it was so much that was coming behind. And I'm like, this one thing matriculate to other things. Now everything else now is out of whack because I was holding on to this over here, right? Again, I'm gonna love you where you are, but you got to go. I wish you nothing but the best, but you can't follow me to where I'm going because we not running through the city of no more. You know, with blinders on, right? So you see all the time when you get that truth, those blinders fall off after a while, right? Now, for some people they stay on because they want to be in that comfortable, that comfortability of it all.
That's true.
No,
Mhm.
I ain't been comfortable in a long time. I'm not comfortable sitting in this chair right now. My legs are burning. I kind of want to move. I got to stretch out a little bit, right? Physically, my legs want to move around. Imagine spiritual, my body's doing because the world's saying do one thing. I can't
Mhm.
go that way.
Right.
One, because I know who I am. I know the cost of going that way. I ain't trying to be like them. I don't. The world can't take advantage of me anymore,
Amen.
right? Because that's stupid.
Mhm.
They got
Mhm.
that man. I'm still on that pop, sir. That they got that. The daughters got him drunk
Mhm.
on purpose,
We can talk about
right?
that later. That's for another
Okay,
time.
that's
We'll talk about
okay.
that
Yeah, but like
later.
all it's but okay, that's over there, right? But the comfortability
Mhm.
of it all, of knowing that this is what you're doing,
Mhm.
right? And you're okay with it. No. It- what are you gaining from what it says? What does it matter to get in the world but lose his soul? Right?
Mm-hmm.
You gain all the stuff in this comfortable space here, but are
Mm-hmm.
you growing with it? Is it
Mm-hmm.
elevating you? Is it expanding you? Right? When you get full, your stomach gets bigger. Right? If I'm taking on all this stuff here and it's melting away, it ain't doing me justice, not one bit. Right? Justice, right? I gotta follow God's rule. God's law says this here, right? And that trumps society's law of telling me how I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to talk, dress, feel, right? Even being a man in society, right now I'm wrong for telling you that I go to therapy, right? If I was comfortable, I'd still been in that mess over there, mad, sad, crying on the inside, crying on the outside, falling apart. But when God said, "Now come on, son, I'm sit by the hand. I'm gonna pull you out of this mess here, and I'm gonna sit you here, so you can have somebody here, right, that can help you through this here, right." I don't want to be comfortable in that mess no more, and I really pray that people understand that the longer you sit in mess, the more you stink,
Mm-hmm.
right? I ain't gonna cuss, but you get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying. The more you stink,
Mm-hmm.
bacteria breeds bacteria. Get up and wash your butt,
Mm-hmm.
change your clothes, and go that way.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it. People just I just feel them on the door.
I do want to say one last thing before we close out. I don't know why I was just sitting here thinking about the word itself, conform or conforming, right? To me, in the word or the definition, there's no individuality. So if all of us are to conform, or whether we believers or not, that means we are all doing the exact same thing. It's the one way, and we're doing it all that way. But then who sets the standards? Who sets what we're supposed to be doing? Because if you think about again the world today, you got all these podcasts and all these other things, you got a lot of people talking. So who we supposed to listen to? If Johnny over there saying ABC and Becky over there saying ZPQ, like which one we supposed to listen to? Because they're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
be quote unquote, saying the truth. So there's no individuality in the conforming. God gave us all, and Pastor, you say this all the time. We all are one-offs.
Mm-hmm.
Have our own unique fingerprint. Nobody in the world is you. So, I mean, even as a believer, God, everybody on this line is different. We have all different personalities, but yet we're in Christ. We are believers. We belong. You know what I'm saying? So when I just think about, for whatever reason, like I said, it came to my mind. When I think about the word, there is absolutely no individuality in as it pertains to conforming. Everybody is doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. And his so-called children are doing it, and it's no, like I was like even going back to the verse, the chapter there, when Lot said something, the men shut him down because he held no power, because he was just like you said, Marcus. If you in that mess, you're gonna smell like that mess. You in it. I don't care what you say about God, all that. You ain't nothing, and you hold no weight. I don't even respect you. You sitting here with me. You know what I'm saying? Now you may not be engaging with the same thing, but you sit next to me. I feel comfortable right next to you. If someone feels comfortable, God's children, if you say you're a believer and you're a follower of Christ, if someone is next to you wilding and they feel comfortable in your presence doing it, nah, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And working, I just use an example. I'm not boasting myself or anything. I didn't even tell anybody my faith, what I none of that. They would say, ho, Rob in there, don't say nothing, don't say that around. And I'm like, well, what I do? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Certain things, and then they had a question one time, and they said, I wonder what Rob think. And then one of the dudes said, Rob ain't he don't play around like that. And they don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? So I look at that and I'm like, wow, God, When you stand up for something, when you stand up and you are a child of his, and you know, back to what you were saying, when you know who you are, the foulness it can't sit around you. Not that you can't sit around it, it won't sit around you.
Yes, yes. Say that. Say that.
It respects it and it don't know why it's respecting it. It
Yes.
gets scared about it and it don't know why they don't like you, why they disagree with you, why I don't want to even be around you, because you make me feel uncomfortable. Meaning because you over here breaking the law. You know, when a criminal can't sit next to the police. You ever notice when police come around and you doing wrong? I can't. Why he in here? I'm feeling uncomfortable because he's a lawbreaker. When you living right and following the law, justice, and the lawbreaker sitting next to you, they get uncomfortable.
That's good. Yeah.
You're not paying them no attention. You're not judging. You're not condemning because the spirit knows it's righteous. This is unrighteous. This is a mess. I can't sit around you. I'm sorry. I can't sit. I don't like you. So what they do is a defense. And so what the person says, I don't like you. You understand? We got to understand and know who we are. Because if you're going to sit with, if you're sitting with mess and they talk to you with that mess, then you conform and you just like Lot sitting in there inside them. You understand?
Right.
Where the foul men want to go in there and rape the angels. And you like, no, 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 take my daughters. You like, no, 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 don't do them. No, y'all don't stay out here and say, come on in my house because these men gonna rape you. They're gonna tell you a new one. Come on inside in my house. Cause I try to protect, but I ain't got no power. I talk. I mean, I'm an official here, but they don't respect me at all because I hold no weight. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in that, God still love you. God's able to snatch your silly. I was about to curse wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just the silly one, because that's some silly right there.
And bring your butt over here and stop. You understand? You should have left them alone. You shouldn't have sat there all that time with them. You shouldn't have been sitting there in that communication just to be in with the crowd, whatever you want to call it. You should not have sat there with that mess. You should have never sat with that. It should have disturbed your ears, should have burned. You shouldn't even listening to that. It shouldn't even been around your presence. Okay, I'm not gonna go no further, but I hope it makes sense and understand because God's children need to wake up and know who they are. You understand? Know who you are. Once you know who you are, and stop calling yourself this, that. We, especially blacks, how many names we got? They didn't call us so many names. We Afro something. Now we Afro, and I ain't got no Afro. Come here. Afro this. Now we African American. Then we this. Then we that. Yeah, my skin may be brown, but that's not my identity. That's not who I am. That's what you see, but that's not who I am. I'm a chosen. I'm a child of the Most High.
Yes.
That's who I am.
Yes.
You understand? Yeah, I may identify. You may identify. If you want to use that term, identify as that. That's what you see me as, right? But I know who I am. I'm a child of the King. You know what I'm saying? The true King, not these kings of the earth, but the true kings, the true King of Kings. Let me say that.
Yes.
Of the Most High, and we must know that, and we must walk in that, not in the arrogance, but just knowing who you are, the power that He possesses and placed in you as a follower is. So in that, we should be examples on this planet Earth. We should not be blending in to everybody else. We should stand apart.
Yes.
And you're not standing apart purposely. It's just who you righteous. You just standing apart. You ain't breaking the law. I'm not a lawbreaker. I'm not breaking God's law. Nah. Let me say I try not to on a daily. You understand? I don't want to break. I'm not breaking God's law on purpose. I'm not doing that. I'm not a criminal. Mm-mm. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I said I was gonna stop. Thank you, family. That's so good. We must be obedient to God. We got to stop playing with God. I'm telling you, I
Yes.
can't stress it enough. Stop playing with God. God is not a joke. It's not a trinket, a game, or something you just toss around. You don't toss his name around just loosely or play with it and say and you decree stuff out your mouth. Then you do this. No, I ain't gonna do that. Then I tell you, keep playing with God. Talking about God know me. Yeah, and he does know. Yeah. Uh-huh. You know who you are. Right. And you can be struck down just like the listen, I don't want none of that. Okay.
Say
I
that.
reverence and I'm in fear of God. Do you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't play with that. You understand? I'm
Yes.
not playing with God. I am in fear of my daddy.
Yes.
I don't know. I hope that makes sense. We don't do that. We gotta start playing with God. I'm telling you. He's not a game, it's not a joke, it's for real. All right, family, I'm gonna end it on that. Stop playing with God. That's it. And stop conforming to this world because this world is nonsense. It's crazy, chaotic. And Marcus, I believe it is just as sick as Sodom and yes, it's just as sick or sicker. Okay,
Yeah.
because people are not stopping. Even when they bust upside the head, they're not stopping. No, there's no stop. There's no stopping. All right, family. Thank you for joining. Love you guys. We'll see you guys, God willing, next week, next Wednesday. Be blessed and have an awesome day, evening, night, or whenever you watch. See y'all next week.